Hi, lovelies. So, I hope that you are having a wonderful day. I'm actually not pulling any cards, so I'm just gonna, this is just gonna be a let's chat because I feel like getting on my soapbox and I feel like having a little bit of a rant right now. Because I just have this energy of people, like, don't be ashamed if people think you're weird. There's so many people out there who want to call people who believe in new age spirituality like weirdos because you want to believe in things like astrology or tarot cards, or you want to, like, you're a crystal girl or something like that. Like, there are a lot weirder things to believe in, right? People want to say we're weird because we believe in another side, because we believe that, some mediums are like, oh, I can talk to spirits, oh, I commune with angels, or I believe in star seeds. Like, believing in aliens is not that weird. A big portion of the of the population of Earth believes that we're not the only ones out there in this whole universe, right? That's not that weird. Believing in multiple, not multiple, almost said multiple galaxies. Like, galaxies aren't real. Space not real. But it's there's this whole, I don't want to say something as strong as like persecution or something like that, but I feel like there is this judgment on a lot of people and the way that they believe about things. And we've talked about this on the channel before, about how you will go through tower moments where there will be people who just disalign with you, who don't align with your thought process anymore. And, it can be very painful when people don't want to be your friend anymore just because your belief system has changed, or your family doesn't want to support you or doesn't want to be around you because you don't believe in the traditional religion that your culture or that your religion believes in. And I understand that can be really hard. And obviously, I'm not just talking about my own personal experience. I'm also talking about the experience that I read of a lot of other spiritual people who are going through awakenings, right? The stuff that a lot of us, like, new age spiritual people believe in is really not that weird. And if you actually look back on a lot of human history, we're not the weird ones. You guys are, right? Those other weird people who do things like bow down to, like, Instagram and fame and that, like clout being your new god. We're not the weird ones, right? For most of human history, since we developed, like, religious, in a god system and things like that, people have believed in the things that we have, right? People used to look to the stars and used to use that obviously you still can to navigate, but used to believe in those things. And the truth of the matter is, this modern day society of how they think about the world, you're not the weird, we're not the weirdos. You guys are. It's just been in the last couple of 100 years that people start to believe the way that a lot of the mass consciousness thinks. But the way that a lot of us think in the new age spirituality, or just in the spirituality community, in the spiritual community, excuse me, that's the way the majority of humans have believed since we existed. Like, so how about you chill out, okay? Because it's not that weird. And if you have people in your life making you feel kind of lonely or making you feel weird about going through your spiritual awakenings, about the things that you believe in, don't worry about it. And I know it's easier said than done, obviously, but I encourage you to get to a place where you're just like, if we're disaligned, then we're disaligned. It is what it is. And me personally, when I went through my spiritual awakening, I did go through, and I haven't really been like super, super, super candid about it. I have talked about it a little bit, but my family loves me and they support me. They love me and they're going to be there for me. But as far as, like, really actually giving me the true kind of support that I felt like I needed to go on this journey, to be here, believing in my tarot, believing in me starting my own personal business and my shop and things like that, it's just not there. And I cannot say that that doesn't have some foundation in the fact that I spent the majority of my life in a very flaky state, right? I spent the majority of my life unhappy, going through major depressions, going through all kind of social anxiety, and that, in the end, is not an excuse to not show up and not be kind and not be the person that you needed to be for your friends and for your family. And it sucks. It sucks when you get to a state where you really, really feel like you find yourself, and you find yourself surrounded by people who don't truly support the true you, right? The true person that you really are. And that blows. It blows, it sucks, it drains you. And honestly, I myself have been recovering from a very big triggering tower moment that I had, where I had a fallout with a whole friend group of mine. And I am not going to sit on here and act like I didn't play a role in the reason why we're not friends anymore. I 100% did. Um, but that doesn't mean, right? That doesn't mean that just because I played a role in it, that it didn't hurt, right? Or that it didn't trigger me, or that I didn't go through a phase of being very angry and feeling very persecuted. And I have come to a place now where I do feel better about it. I don't feel great about it, right? Um, but I definitely feel better about it. And every day it's getting better, because I'm realizing that, if you and people don't align, even if, like I'm trying to organize my thoughts. When you might have a particular vision for what you think the future is going to be, and when you realize that vision is not going to come to pass, it is completely normal to be very upset about it, right? To be upset about it, to and there are plenty of people on here that will tell you, oh, just smile about it, be okay about it, just push through it, everything will be okay. Of course, everything will be okay, but I feel like shit right now. And I'm just on here to let you know it's okay. It's okay if you go through moments where you feel like shit. It's okay if you go through depression. It's okay if now, of course, you should work to bring yourself back to a healthy state, of course. And if you need to get professional help to do that, please do it. And excuse me, I just feel like there are I just really felt guided to be very candid about some of my struggles that I've had on this journey, and about how I can reflect back now and understand that the rejection that I received, it really did hurt me. It really did hurt me, and it really hung me up on my journey. And I know that you guys have probably felt the difference on my channel. I definitely have. I felt the difference in the energy that I'm bringing. I don't know, like, I still get comments, and I really love you guys. Thank you so much of saying, that I'm still bringing you clarity, and I'm still, helping you along your way. But I definitely did go through a dip in my energy, and it's something that I have been struggling with. I have been struggling with maintaining my energy, and with, finding a lot of I don't want to say hope, because I haven't lost hope, but I definitely have heard that too with a lot of other, like, tarot readers and, like, people in the spiritual community that I follow, saying that, they've really read a lot in the collective, that there's a lot of people that have been, that there's just a lot of negative energy out there, really wanting people to not have hope about the future. And I definitely didn't lose my hope, but I definitely did lose some of my faith in myself, and some of my faith in, I don't want to say humanity necessarily, but it did definitely make me trigger shy on some of the things. And I just wanted to be very open and candid with you guys about it. That even though I'm on here and I'm smiling, and I'm not saying I'm faking it, because I'm always excited to bring you guys new readings, but I know I have felt a difference in the energy that I have been able to put into the channel, and into just my spiritual journey in general. And sometimes when we feel that kind of triggering time, that triggering moment where we have that rejection, or whatever it is, whatever wound, right, that spirit is marrying back to you and the people that are around you. And I definitely feel like there's a lot of us in the spiritual community right now that are going through awakenings, that are having a lot of that rejection, especially if you consider yourself like a star seed, or any kind of, just different person. If you're a little bit more awake, or you're, a medium, or if you, like, you're just like a weirdo, right? You're just like weird. You're different. You're the black sheep. You're the odd man out in your family or in your friend group, and you just feel other, you know um there's so many of us out there, and we can go through so we can go through so many things that can make us feel like we just want to shut down, and like we just want to give up. And I just want to tell you, don't give up. you know don't give up. Keep pushing. If you have days where you just need to spend the whole day in bed, like, spend the whole day in bed. And don't feel guilty about being there for yourself, showing up for yourself, reparenting yourself. You know, and I think it's important that we all come to a place where we can notice those patterns in ourselves, right? Where we can take accountability for what's happening around us and not just spend a lot of time pointing the finger at other people and, saying, oh, well, I did that because of your actions, right? As much as other people might trigger us, it is important that we do take the time to look at ourselves and not necessarily like blame ourselves, but don't blame other people either, right? So I know that I got on this whole situation where it was like, we're not that weird, right? Our beliefs aren't that weird. They're, we don't deserve to be rejected because we believe in some things that modern society wants to kind of convince us is not real. Um, but at the end of the day, it's just a trigger. It's just a trigger that spirit really wants you to be able, that the spirit wants you to be able to release and let go of. Um, Wow, it's been so long since I've had a Let's Chat on here. I just thought about that. And I'm sorry if it feels a little disorganized. I just felt it in my heart to just sit down and just hit play and just talk about what was on my heart and talk about what spirit was just kind of helping me through. And if you are, I hope that it's bringing you to the realization that you're not alone, that there are so many other people who are going through the same thing that you are. And you can find your community, you can find your family. I find myself crying really heavily earlier today because I just miss my soul family so much. I definitely consider you guys my soul family, but you guys know what I mean, right? Like those really, really close ties of people. I, I miss them so much. I feel them coming into my life. I definitely feel like I've met like I definitely feel like just like in the three, just like you consider in the 3D that you have like your, it's kind of like a family, right? So you have like your close family, like your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad, and then come a little bit further out and you have like your aunts and your uncles and your grandparents and things like that. And then you come out a little bit further and you have like your cousins and family friends and things like that. And I definitely feel like I have been meeting people that are on the level of kind of like the whole like cousins and family friends, but I have found myself, especially over the past few days, missing my like core soul family so much, like to the point of crying, just really wanting to have that feeling of kinship, of really, really close soul kinship in my life. And not just, I definitely feel like there are some people that feel like close people that I meant to meet like at a distance, like over line and I'm grateful for those things, but I really, really, really do. And I've come to the place more because of course you guys know I've been on a big journey of trying to find my soulmate, of trying to find my twin flame, whatever. I don't know. I really have kind of gotten out, for me personally, out of calling that person a certain label. It's just like the person, that's going to energetically, like frequency wise, match up with me. Um, and I'm at the point now in my journey where I want my soul family. I want my brothers. I want my sisters. I want my community more than I even want, my soulmate, my partner, my husband, um, my twin flame, whatever you want to call him, right? Like I want those people even more than I want that partner. Because I miss it. I miss that feeling of people who really resonate with you on that deep, deep level and being able to sit down and just be in their energy. I definitely still have people like that in my life. And when I see them, I'm just like, it feels like it just kind of balances out my energy and it's so beautiful. But I really, really miss those people who match with my frequency now. Because I definitely have, and those relationships were beautiful for the time that they were in. Um, I just meet those. I wish I am really ready to meet those people who don't make me feel like that weird feeling, right? Like I'm that weirdo that believes in all this far out stuff. Um, and I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted to be very open about it. Actually, there is a Another tarot reader that I watch on here, her name is Tiger Lily, Gina, and she is always, and I'm always so impressed by how candid and how open she is about her struggles that she goes through on her journey. And I'm just so impressed by her as a person and how candid she is. And it's really one of my goals. Well, it's really one of my goals to be more candid about my life and about my personal experiences, about the struggles that I go through. Something that I really struggle with as a person is being open about the hardships that I go through. And in my life, I have found that I really close down and don't really talk about a lot of the heavier things. Like there would be people that are really, really close to me that I love dearly, that don't even know the half of the mental struggles or the spiritual struggles that I go through. Because I'm working through past life karma of literally losing my life for being judged about being honest about who I am as a soul and who I am as a person. And not to just be like, oh, complain about me or anything like that. But I miss having that open community. I remember what it feels like to be a member of that community like that, of to have those people. And it is something that I struggle with, to find those people that I feel like I know enough and I feel comfortable enough to like really genuinely open up to like that, you know, to really genuinely open up to about a lot of the things that I've struggled with. And to not, to not have a buildup of that and just like randomly trauma dump on people, because I feel like I don't really have a lot of people that I can talk to about a lot of the things that I go through in my personal life. Um, but it's something that I want to become more accustomed to, that I want to be more open with you guys about my spiritual journey and the things that I've gone through and the things that I've experienced, and stuff like my past lives, and to talk more about those things, and to be more open and honest, and to have more of kind of like these, because I'm not really the person that I feel, I'm not really like a scripted person. I kind of just want to be able to just sit down and kind of just talk about how I feel about things. And I don't know. And I kind of don't want to think about, I just want to go with what feels right for me and not have to think about the algorithm, or is it going to do well, or is it really going to be seen by a lot of people, or how are people going to receive it. I just want to be able to just kind of sit down and have more of these let's chats with you. It's been a while since I've done it. Um, and I've just been guided to be a little bit more private about the struggles that I've gone through and the things that I've been going through. But I mean, all in all, I really don't have that much to complain about my life. I'm very blessed in my life, and I'm very blessed to have a lot of things that I have. Um, and it is really hard to get to a place where I feel comfortable sharing those things. So that was kind of a thing that I wanted to sit down and talk about. It was on my heart to think about, finding your soul tribe, finding those people, to not, to, I'm trying to manifest where I'm in a much more state of bliss and state of joy, where I feel like I don't feel so much like triggered by people leaving my life, or by people not understanding me, or by people judging me, and just get to a place where I'm much more kind of like, well, we don't resonate. It is what it is. You leaving my life means that a place is open for a true member of my soul family to come in, or for a member of my soul tribe that I vibe on the frequency with now, but I just wanted to be honest with you guys and tell you guys it's totally normal to deal with sadness, to deal with anger, to deal with all of these things that on the spiritual community we really don't want to talk about, and people want to kind of like label as really low vibrational negative emotions, when those are just normal. It's normal to go through those stages of emotions, to not to try to strive to a place where you don't act on those, and you're not coming from a place where you are letting your ego control you and manipulating you into acting on those states, but don't beat yourself up too much if you do. If you get into a kind of low state for a little bit, just love yourself through it, be there for yourself through it, be accepting of the fact that maybe this is just what your body needs to go through right now. And, if you want to get a little saucy and get a little angry about it, get a little saucy and a little angry about it. And then, eventually find a place where you can find your peace. And that's what my priority is finding my peace, is reclaiming my peace, because there have definitely been a lot of states in my journey where I have felt a lot more blissful and I felt a lot more peaceful than I do now. And I spent probably a good part of this last, honestly, of this last year, probably since yeah, almost fall. It's probably been almost a year of dealing with a lot of anger, of dealing with a lot of judgment, of dealing with a lot of these feelings of just feeling like sometimes the world can be a really fucked up, like not fair place, you know? And I've dealt with a lot of guilt of feeling those emotions, and as much as I come on here and I tell you guys, don't feel guilty, don't do that, I'm still a human like everybody else, and I still deal with all of those struggles, and it's held me back in certain ways, but I do feel like now that I'm here at the state that I am in now, I think that it needed to happen. I needed to get to the place where I could say, it's okay. It's okay. Um, you don't have to let this hold you back. You don't have to let it hold you down. You don't have to stay angry. You don't have to stay in the state of feeling attacked, or in the state of feeling, I don't know, just kind of like bothered by other people's opinions of you, you know? Um, and again, like, I know we are social creatures. We want to be loved and accepted by our friends and our family and people that we keep close to us. We don't want to feel like, it is that kind of animal instinct inside of us to not want to feel other, because, back in the day, historically, being other meant that you didn't come with the protection of the tribe. It usually meant that you were going to die. It usually meant that you were going to get outcast, and that you weren't going to be able to make it. You couldn't last with a tribe of one, and I am just really ready to build up my tribe. I'm really ready to come to a place of self-love and self-acceptance, and really truly work towards that. um yeah, and a place where I don't feel ashamed about my emotions, where I don't feel ashamed about my struggles, where I don't feel too ashamed to say that, that I cry, or that sometimes I'm, you know, really exhausted by parts of this spiritual journey. Like, sometimes you get so exhausted, man. Like years and years of fighting and lifetimes of fighting. You get so exhausted by the same BS over and over and over again. It's just like, oh, here it is again with the freaking pitchforks and shit, because I want to believe something different. Like, really tired, and you can get really fatigued by it, but it's okay. No, it doesn't feel good, but I know that, when I stop trying to fight it so hard, and I can just love and accept myself through those times of feeling that way, that actually is something very toxic, that it actually is a side of like toxicness in our, in some of the spiritual community, of just being like, no, you're not supposed to feel that way. No, it's not okay that you feel that way. Oh, you must be feeling that way because of some kind of karma or something, because you're getting punished because of whatever. Um, and I think it's just a paradigm that I'm just kind of deleting from my thought process. This paradigm that if my manifestations aren't coming in, I must be being punished for something that I've done. If my channel is not going the way that I would really like it to, that it must be because, oh, it's because I said that, or I thought that, or I had that argument with that friend, so now I'm being punished. It's it's something that I am, it's a layer of garbage that I'm trying to delete from my being. And if you are out there struggling through that same process, which I feel like a lot of us are struggling through, taking off those layers. You're not alone, and reach out. Reach out, comment down below, let me know, that you're going through it too. You're not alone, and we're out here, and it's really important that we create those communities of support for each other, you know? And then we create a lot more of an accepting community and a lot less judging community, because we're in human bodies right now, you guys, right? And human bodies have their frailties, but we don't have to see them as frailties. It's just a part of the life that we're living right now. I know me personally, I struggle a lot with a lot of the human ways of this world and of the human body, and I struggle a lot mentally with just comparing the differences. When you start waking up and you start having memories of, for me personally, of your past lives and of living in other dimensions and of living in other places where this place is, those places just aren't the same as this place, and it can really have you do this really big rejection of this third dimension, of this place, of this earth, of this society, of this, where you're just kind of like, I'm tired of you fuckers. As much as I love Gaia, as much as I love Gaians, and as much as I love the people here, like sometimes I'm just like, ugh, ick. Like you guys all give me the ick. But then I have to remember, I can't be so high and mighty. I can't be so like above it all, because I too am here in a human body, and just because I can remember a better way of being, or to me, in my opinion, hey, my love. To me, in my opinion, a better way of being, doesn't mean that this world and the way that it is now doesn't, it serves its purpose. Everything here serves its purpose, and everything is the way that it is. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. Is the way that it is because it's supposed to be right now, you know? Sometimes I get so frustrated by this place. um, and I can also get so frustrated by constantly hearing that at some point my life is going to be better, and I'm just kind of trying to break myself out of the thought process that it's not good now, you know, of living for that better state, of living for the time when I am with my soul family and we are creating our community and we're doing, and I'm really, truly getting into a state where I feel like I am truly living my life's purpose every day. And my spirit guides talk to me all the time, and tell, and they're like, we something that we want you to get is that right now, the way that you are living, the lessons that you're going through, this is all a part of your life purpose, right? It's all a part of your life purpose. It's not just once you're in your career, once you're with your soul family, once you're with your soulmate, then you're living your life purpose, right? Right now, every day, even going through the struggles that I'm going through is a part of living my life purpose. Why do you always look so mad? I don't understand. She always gets in the camera and then she's just like, she's either like staring off into space or she's just like, but she has those like kind of like grumpy eyes where she has like the turned down eyes like this on top. So she has like this worried face. Her mom, which like she actually came from like a stray cat that lived outside of my mom's house, and her mom had, whose name was Bob Marley. Bob Marley, because we didn't realize that she was a girl for the longest time. She had the worried eyes even more so, even more so than she does. Like, she always looked worried. And so I think sometimes she just has that kind of like irritated or like worried look, because that's just your face, isn't it, babies? It's just your face. That's just how my baby looks. Sometimes that's just that's just the way things are. So okay, I think I've just been on here talking about random stuff for long enough, but anyway, I don't know, I feel better. Sometimes I feel better just coming on here and just talking shit with you guys about random stuff, you know? Um, and they're just things that I've just been on my chest that I just wanna talk about, you know? And maybe like one person watches this, you know? Who cares? But I feel better just talking about it and just putting it out there, you know? And if it makes even one of you guys feel better, if it makes, you know, or even one sentence that I say kind of resonates and you're just like, me too, um, then it'll totally be worth it. Isn't that right? She definitely makes me feel better. She's like, she's like, don't kiss me. Don't do that. So how you feel? Hmm. Yeah. She's like, swerve. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, you guys got a little bit of kitty love too. So I'll see you lovelies next time, okay? I hope that you enjoyed this, or I hope that, you know, it kind of made sense. I'm just gonna upload it and just let it be what it is. So thank you guys so much for just kind of listening to me and letting me rant for a little bit. I really appreciate you guys as always. I hope that this is finding you blessed and full of abundance, of course. Ooh, sleepy kitty. And I'll see you lovelies in the next one, okay? Thank you so much for being here with me here today. Okay? Bye.